Good afternoon, students. I hope I'm clearly audible. Few thumbs ups. Thank you. Thank you. May I request all of you to please inform your group mates to please join in immediately because we have to start. We already uh, missed our last week class because of my other occupancies. So we have to cover a lot in this class. So I would request, please ask your friends to join in immediately. Exactly at 3, we will be going to start. Okay, so I will be taking a very small poll here. I would request all of you to please answer this, a small feedback. How many of you have gone through the Google space created for this course and you have seen the recorded video notes and all? Let me know. So I could still see many of you have not accessed the Google Drive space. So I just want to tell you that please join the right WhatsApp group, and on each WhatsApp group, the description of that group is having this Google Drive link. Okay, so go through your WhatsApp group, go to the description of your group, and in that you will find a Google Drive space. All this information, class recordings and all will be provided there. Okay. So I had a fairly good idea. I could see 103 of you have participated. So it is expected that after each class you have to access that maybe after 2-3 hours, because that recording takes time to get converted, and then I normally upload it. And once I finish a particular module, I put the PPTs of that particular module there. The context setting which we are talking about since last 2 classes will be finished in this class, and we are going to take something more beyond that as well. So that information, that videos and PPTs will be shared after this class. So thank you so much, and I will be requesting each one of you to kindly access the Google Drive space. You need not to worry for the link. It is available in the description of your WhatsApp group. Thank you. So I will end this poll. Yeah, I will open Srimanta to come in. Yeah, Srimanta, go ahead.
Sir, your audio is breaking quite.
Maybe may I get a feedback from someone else, because I'm using LAN here, so it should not be an issue. Anybody else who can raise your hand and give me a feedback? Ankit Mishra. Go ahead, Ankit.
Sir, your voice is totally clear. It's not lagging, sir.
Okay, so maybe Srimanta, you please check the bandwidth at your end. Maybe it's because of a low bandwidth at your end, you might be facing this issue. Or if you require, you can disconnect and reconnect one more time. Thank you. So let's start the class. First of all, good news to all of you, because the time is very short. And because your classes started late, so what my team has agreed for that, we will be having one video only in place of 3 videos for assignment 1, 2, and 3. Your we can say batchmates of group 1, 2, and 3. They are making 3 videos because they have started nearly 4 weeks before you. They have already completed their video 1, focusing on assignment 1. Since we don't have that much time for group 5 to 8, I have combined these assignment 1, 2, and 3, and you will be allowed to make only 1 video for your team. I will be sharing the team detail now only in this class. So you have to combine the assignment 1, 2, and 3. The video may be slightly longer in the duration, but that will help you in getting more time to adjust. And but end of project presentation and everything else will remain same. Even the share will remain same. Only in place of making 3 separate videos, in the paucity of time, I'm making it combined with 1. And it is not true for other batches, group 1 to 4, they are making 3 separate videos. So I hope things are clear to you. Some thumbs up. Let me know. Great. So let me share my screen with all of you. And to start with, I will be sharing the team details here. The same will be uploaded on that G Drive space as well. So Madhu sir, can you please hold on your query? I will come back to you. So this is how I will be uploading the team details. I hope you are able to see this screen. So in group 5, there will be team 25, team 26, team 27, and team 28. This and team 29 and team 30. 6 team will be there for group 5. For group 6, 31. Let me do it one more. For groups 6, it is 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35, and ending up with 36. I will be sharing this Excel on that G Drive space. You can very well see it. So now group 7. Group 7, it's a smaller group, so I will be having 2 groups here, team 37 and team 38. And for last group 8, we have 3 teams, team 39, 40, 41. Okay, so these are the, we can say, breakup of your team. Registration number, roll number, name, and email ID has been provided to you. You can interact within the WhatsApp group, make a small subgroup name with your team number, and start preparing for one comprehensive video covering assignment 1, 2, and 3. Just to inform you that we have yet to start the design thinking process as such. We are just preparing the mind for that. And then I will start with the 5-step design thinking process. Assignment 1 includes first 2 steps. Assignment 2 includes the third very important ideation step. And assignment 3 includes the last 2 steps, prototyping and the information communicating to the end user. So this is how you are going to combine all these 3 in one video. And once you're done with that, you also have to prepare the project report and the presentation, which you will be presenting in front of my team. Now, once I share this team details with you, just after this class, this Excel will be available on the G Drive space. The first thing all of you have to do is to identify a team leader. Each team, from team 25 to team 41, each team has to identify team leader, a person who will lead the team. I don't want bosses, a person who is well in coordinating things. How will you do that? Have an informal meeting, ice-breaking session with your friend. Since you are at home, you are not available face-to-face, have a small Zoom meeting or Meet meeting. Meet your friends, interact among each other, and based on a mutual consensus, identify one person who will be leading your team. Along with that, you have, you have to identify the problem on which your team is going to work. You have to identify one problem statement and you have to solve that problem using design thinking process. You have to tell us in the form of your video and subsequently in the form of a project report and presentation how you have implemented various stages of design thinking in reaching to a solution to the problem statement which your team has identified. Okay, you are open to take any social, financial issues near you. You are open to take any Smart India Hackathon challenges. You are open to take any problem. Only thing is that here more than the problem, it is expected that you should be able to communicate how well you have implemented the design thinking processes. At the same time, whether it is leading to one prototype, whether it is a low fidelity prototype or a high fidelity prototype, it is secondary thing, but no gyan at the end, your project team should end up giving us a solution in the form of it can be a state away application, a test phase of application, or if you could not, at least you have to give us a wireframe prototype. It's not like giving a gyan, we should do that, we should do that. You are not going to get any marks for that. Implement design thinking process, which I'm going to tell you in next few classes, and then following that process, create very innovative solution and propose. At least if you are proposing an application to be created, at least show us what will be the wireframe sketches of that application. What will be the feature that your application will going to do. I can just to inform you that many of your seniors in the last year, they could even develop the application by the end of this course. Not in the final form, but at least at the time of final presentation, they are able to show us. Okay, and our presentation will be held at the after your end semester exam is over, so you will have sufficient time to work over it. But assignment video, since it is combined with one, it has to be submitted before the start of the exam. So I will give you a date for that. For that, immediately have a meeting within your team, identify a team leader, and identify a problem statement. Any social financial issues, national, state issue, international issue, but it should lead to a solution. Don't give a big problem that we are going to solve poverty. No, you have to be very specific about which we can say parameter of poverty you are going to solve, and what will be the solution in the form of an application or maybe a good idea which you are going to propose. Okay, an open-ended wide solution will not be accepted. You can, I would rather suggest go for a Smart India Hackathon statements as well. You can pick some previous statement, maybe Smart India Hackathon 2022 has also started I think sharing their problem statement. It is an ongoing process. They are keep on adding it further. Use anything from there as well. So this is Thursday today. Next Thursday, maybe by Saturday morning, I will be sharing one Google form. I will be sharing that Google form in the WhatsApp group, but only the team leader has to fill that Google form, in which I will be asking for his mobile number, his or her mobile number, mail ID, along with the problem statement on which your team is going to work. So it will be open till Wednesday. So before the start of the next class, maybe by next Thursday, I should be able to get the detail of team leader and the problem on which the particular team is going to work. Okay, so this is the first thing which I have to share. And after that, let's start the class. We have already, I will be taking one extra class because I missed one class last week. So I will be taking that. Give me a second. I think we were about to finish. Yes, we were about to finish it. We ended here. Give me a small feedback. I hope this was the last slide we ended up. A slow elevator problem. Thumbs ups? Great. So let's start from here. So before I go to a very important topic called 13 musical notes, the kind of mindset a team and the team members and also the team leader should have to execute the project well. I will be sharing that after having this two-hour slide, which is still in the context setting part. So let's go ahead with that. We have seen how important is the identification of the problem is, are we solving the right problem? So we said that just because of slow elevator problem, even without solving the stated problem, if we can understand, emphasize with the end user, we will get a better one to solve. So with this, I will be skipping this. This is what is expected from all of you by the start, before the start of next class. Ice-breaking meeting, selection of the team leader, not the boss, selection of the problem statement, or at least narrow down, but I will not say narrow down because we don't have time for that. So please identify a crisp one problem statement on which your team will work throughout this course. Whole assignment along with the end-term project will focus on that. Don't give an intuitive solution. You have to show how well you are implementing the design thinking process for that. Implementation of process is more important than getting the solution. But at the end of the day, the solution should be something which can be implementable. Okay. So this is what you have to do. I hope your team will not be defaulting on this before the start of the next class. So let's have some case study, the classical example of design thinking, so that all of you should appreciate why this course is very, very important and how this foundation will help you in becoming a job creator rather than a job seeker by the end of your program. Okay, so one is the case of Airbnb. So before I show you this very interesting case study, anyone can give me a small feedback? You can raise your hand and I will allow you to unmute. Have you heard of Airbnb before? If yes, raise your hand and tell me what you have heard about it. Yeah, Tanmay, go ahead.
Sir, Airbnb is a chain of restaurants like Oyo. Hotels.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Biswa Swaroop Tripathi.
Sir, Airbnb is a startup by two friends where they made a plan to hire to use the houses to rent of different peoples to rent out to the travelers who came from different countries to do whatever the work. They want to use the customers, the tenants will pay the owners, and owners will get get their profit by using their houses, which they were not using it.
Fantastic. So I think I have an audience where many of you knows what is Airbnb. So let's see a very interesting video so that others who were not aware of should be able to see and appreciate how innovative way of thinking or empathizing with the stakeholder will help you in getting a very unique and innovative idea. Let's see this.
Hi, this is Sindhu Sribhavan, helping you to ramp up your creativity and roll out your innovation.
Small feedback. I hope you are able to see this video and hear it clearly. If you are facing a bandwidth issue, you may hear the audio. It may be lagging, but I will be sharing this video in that G Drive space. You can see it again at your own convenience. Great. Thank you.
Journey. As you're on this journey to innovate using design thinking, I would like you to do one thing that's the most important thing. That is, think big. There are many very famous businesses and products that were developed using design thinking. Companies like IBM, Apple, IDEO, and Google use different forms of design thinking. And you know that all these companies are successful. Businesses were developed using design thinking. Two of such businesses are Uber and Airbnb. Have you heard about Airbnb? Airbnb is known as the largest hotel chain in the world. It's bigger than even the top 5 hotel brands put together. And what's more interesting is Airbnb does not have even a single hotel in their name. So how did they become the largest hotel chain in the world? The business of Airbnb is very simple. They created an online platform where people can list their houses for tourists to come and stay for a short period. This helped to solve a lot of problems for people who are renting out their houses and people who are renting those houses. And it started with something very simple. There were 2 friends. They studied together in the university and they moved to San Francisco in the USA for work. They were starting their work and money was very limited. They didn't have enough money to pay their rent because in San Francisco, the rentals are very high. One day, they had to travel to a place to attend a conference. And as you can imagine, they didn't have enough money. So they came up with a solution. They bought a few air mattresses. They let people to rent these air mattresses and stay in their home, make money from this, and use that money to fund for the rental as well as for their travel and expenses to attend that conference. Of course, they did make some money, but what also happened as part of this was they started thinking, we are facing this problem and many other people are also facing this problem. Once they realized that there is a problem that is faced by so many people, they went out, they interviewed people, they realized that, okay, there is a sizable number of people who want to make money, who have enough space in their homes to rent out, and there are a lot of people who want to visit other places but do not have enough money to spend on hotels. That is how Airbnb was founded. And what did they do to found that company? They used design thinking. Today, Airbnb is a multi-billion-dollar business. And when you innovate today, when you use design thinking today, when you find the problems that you want to solve, do not think small. Think big. Who knows? You would be creating the next Airbnb, Uber, or Google, or an organization which is much bigger than all of these organizations put together. So think big, believe in your ability, believe in your creativity, and believe in your innovation skills. You will be able to succeed.
So before I show you the next case study, let me know how many of you have heard about IDEO. Raise your hand and I will allow you to unmute. IDEO. I hope I'm clearly audible. I was asking just if any one of you have heard of IDEO, you can raise your hand and then we can have a small interaction. So it means that nobody here has heard of IDEO. Okay, but I hope I'm clearly audible. Give me thumbs up for that. Okay, great. So since nobody has heard of IDEO, let's go and see this very interesting thing. I will tell you, IDEO has contributed immensely in design thinking area. A parallel thought process or thought school is being generated by IDEO related to design thinking. And many of the parallel thought process has been built over the IDEO's approach only. They were one of the pioneer institutions, organizations who have started implementing design thinking. So let's see this very interesting case study.
Tonight, the deep dive, one company's secret weapon for innovation. We went.
This case study will tell you more about how this IDEO people work. They are a product design company in America. Okay, and they work fantastically by implementing design thinking process. The USP of this firm is that they come out with a very innovative and unique solution. And once you work within your team, this video will help you how you should work within a team and how design thinking can be implemented. And once I show you the tricks and the various stages, you will be going to appreciate it further. Now you have seen how this team works. Whenever you are working on a project, it is a team activity, and design thinker works in team. We always believe that two minds is better than one. And we need diversified perspective in a problem so that we can get a more comprehensive and innovative solution. We should be able to empathize with the stakeholder in a much better manner. It is always advisable to work in team. Okay, so I think with this, let's move to the next PPT. Before I do that, any feedback? I could see the chat box. Let me know. Muhammad Imam. Excuse me, sir. Sorry for interruption, but I think there might be some misunderstanding because this is our first DTPC class for Group 5. As day one, our classes are overlapping. okay, so group 5 was not held accordingly. So I was asking that is there anything that we can done or we can have to read? I think, see, we are already having short of time. So I would request group 5 people to please go through the video. I uploaded both the videos. It is quite comprehensive. After attending that video, see, attendance will not be an issue for group 5. I will take care of that. But please go through that video carefully. And I will be sharing PPTs as well. So that it should not be an issue. I hope it will solve the problem. I hope it is good for all the people from group 5. Some thumbs up. Go through that videos and the kind of interaction we do. I did in the same manner which I am doing now. It's not like a typical chalk and talk class. You enjoy this class. That's the best thing we want. Okay, great. So now I will be, before we jump to the actual design thinking process, now we'll talk about I will give you certain tools. Some tools which will help you in growing or accelerating the solution. Okay, accelerating towards the solution, which will help you and your team to accelerate towards reaching a solution. Another, I will tell you what will be the forces which will restrict your motion. And at the same time, I will also give you certain lever. If you implement it well, you will be able to get a better output. You will be able to further accelerate the growth, or if wrongly implemented, it will even further create more friction within the group. So knowing all these aspects is equally important before going for a project, because you still have time, maybe a week time before you finalize the group leader and the problem statement. You should know what are the tricks, what are the mind, we can say preparation which is required before going for an actual design thinking process. So let's do that. It calls as 13 musical notes to design the thinking before thinking of the design. It's a very deep statement. I would request all of you to close your eyes and try to understand this. To design the thinking before thinking of the design. The second design is the solution. So before you thinking of a solution, there is need to design the way you think. And these musical notes will help you in doing that. So this 13 musical notes, there are 5 forces, 5 notes for growth. Okay, 5 forces, they are for growth. How well your team will be able to reach towards the solution. If you take these forces into account and use these forces to your benefit, it will help you in accelerating your growth. That acronym is SEPIA, SEPIA. These 5 forces that drive design. Okay. So before I show you what this SEPIA means, I will show you these 2 pictures. Okay, and I will volunteer any one of you to come forward and guess what S stands for. Okay, what we will do, in place of raising your hand, you can go to the chat box and write. I will see it. After seeing this 2 pictures, and I'm asking you to guess what S stands for in SEPIA. S. Okay, Rishabh is saying skill, Satyaprakash is saying skill. Oh, fantastic. Dev is saying service, Rudra is saying skill, Praveen, Mona Lisa, service, skill. Fantastic. Skill. I could see a lot of volunteers for skill. Great. Yes, the S stands for skill. Let me hide this floating. Yeah, great. Skill. What is the meaning of skill? Applying a set pattern of knowledge pocket in a defined knowledge container repeatedly. Okay, so what is the meaning of knowledge packets? Knowledge packet means these are the small packets. And what is knowledge container? This is the big knowledge container. So how will you see that? Just like a big problem and a small sub problems, or we can say big domain working area, small domain area. Just like welding. Welding is a big knowledge container. And in that welding, if you are working on arc welding are the small knowledge packets. If you are working computer science engineering, it's a big container. In which if you are working on cloud computing, these are the small pockets. So when you are applying a set pattern of knowledge packets in a defined container repeatedly, what you develop? You develop skill. And skill is required to attempt for any problem solution. Because we are talking about problem solving. To problem solving, we need skill, and it is imparted through training. Okay, so you have to train yourself by applying a set pattern of knowledge packet. So to solve a problem, I'm not saying all the team members should have that skill, but at least within your team member, at least one or two should be there who has the required skill related to the problem on which your team is working. I hope I'm clear. Okay, so let's go for E. After seeing this video, let me know what E stands for. Environment, okay. Engagement, emergency. You can read the tagline. Mastery at subconscious. Education, okay. Experience, okay. Ethics, enlightenment. But focus will not be there. It should start with E. Enthusiasm, efficiency, elegancy, fantastic. Experience, great. Education. I got a lot of answers here. Let me do that. E stands for expertise. And how will you do that? Expertise is depth within a knowledge cluster. And it is developed through formal education. Okay. So when you're going deep, skill means within the knowledge container, you are working on a set pattern, practicing using training. You are talking about just like you are practicing. I will say, because I'm from a mechanical engineer background, so I will relate that to that. And many of you are going through that course, Introduction to Mechanical Engineering, you will relate that. So if I'm working on, say, arc welding, if I keep on train myself on some arc welding, butt joint and lap joint, I keep on practicing it, and after some time I will have a skill of doing a fantastic arc welding. But when I say expertise in arc welding means what should be the temperature range, what should be the voltage of current, what kind of electrode I should use, what should be the distance between the work pattern and that particular electrode. So all these things will come with a formal education. It will help me in becoming an expert of that. So a skilled person may not be the expert, and that's why we say skills belong to 10+2 ITI Polytechnic, but we need expertise in engineering, which is having skill along with some knowledge, formal knowledge of that particular knowledge container. So expertise is the depth in knowledge container, just like going 500 feet deep. Okay. Now, after seeing this particular thing, let me know what P stands for. Go to the chat box again. P stands for. After seeing this particular picture, it's a map, I guess. Places. So we said we covered skill, training. For skill, we require training. For expertise, we require formal education. Now we are looking for P. Let's see what P stands for. I could see a lot of places, paths. Okay, I will give you a hint. Just hold on your answers. Oh my God. Rishabh, I am with you. I am with you. Rishabh is something. See, how did you capture this picture? How did you capture this picture? Will you be at ground while doing that? No, you have to move above the ground. Okay, fantastic, Mangal. Fantastic. You have said it right. Okay, so the P stands for perspective. Let me move ahead with this. Give me a second. Give me a second. I will just, I don't know what happened here. I think you are seeing a blank screen. So maybe my PPT has hanged. I will stop the sharing for a moment. Let me check what is the issue here. Okay, it was a poll. Let me log in first. Give me a second. I will log in into the Slido and it will be done then. So P stands for perspective. So I will reset this because I got an answer from your friends. Now I will be seeking answer from you people. What perspective means to you? Okay, so you know the rules of the game. I will be sharing my screen once again, and you have to go to slido.com and you have to write down what perspective means to you in your own word. Please don't go to Google and write down the answers. Okay. So if someone has joined, maybe many from group 5 have joined this course very first time. So go to slido.com. If you are using laptop and mobile in your hand, you can simply scan this code, or you can go to slido.com and put code Q536. And you will be allowed to write what is perspective in your own word. 1 or 2 words, not more than that. And let's see what it means to you. I'm waiting for my first answer here, okay? Please don't Google it because I don't want any textbook answers. I want an answer which is coming out of your heart. To see a things from every corner. Fantastic. Great. Point of view. Okay. Different way of thinking. Okay. I think point of view is getting bigger means many people are looking for this point of view. So different way of thinking, a mental view of perspective, opinion, the way you see things. Perspective is our point of view. Point of view again is becoming bigger. Opinion is becoming bigger. So let me read something very interesting here. Art of representing, self-evaluation. Okay. To understand a topic with different point of view. Perspective is our point of, okay. Yeah. The way you think and see objects. Okay. So again, I could see the point of view has taken the biggest size. It means many of you are endorsing this definition of perspective. So we need skills which comes from training. We need expertise which comes from formal education. Now we need perspective. Okay. So let's see what perspective means. Thank you so much for participating. It's a wonderful hearing all this thing and see kind of to analyze a thing by different way, outlook of thing, outlive something, expectations, ability to think about problems. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead. So give me a second. Where has my mouse gone? Give me a second. What is happening here? I don't understand. Perspective is okay. After that, maybe there is some issue with this. Give me a second. I have to check it out once and for all. I have to close the another PPT here. Yeah, this is creating my problem. I will close this PPT. It will help me out in solving the problem. Yes, yeah, this is where we stand. Creating a class for this course is a very, very tedious task because it requires a lot of interference, feedback and all. It's not like a simple chalk and talk class. I hope all of you will bear with me. So why this is coming, how to generate ideas and all, why this is coming? Anybody expert here who will help me out in this? Why this bug is coming? Or I will skip this. That's the only thing I will do. I will skip this. Yeah. PowerPoint is trying to recover. Maybe there was some issue. I could see this because this should not, it works well. It always works well. I don't know why this is happening this time. Maybe, yeah, this is the PPT we have. No, this is the blank PPT. So let me go back to this. So perspective, I got a fantastic ideas, point of views. Let's summarize. See how I could see this perspective. So I had to move above the knowledge container. When I need expertise, I had to go within the knowledge container. When I had the skill, I had to be on the knowledge container. Being on the knowledge container, practicing will bring skill. Going deep into the knowledge container will give me expertise. But to have a perspective, I have to move above the knowledge cluster. Perspective is enable one to step above the knowledge cluster plan, sometimes seeing a bigger picture, 1,000 feet above. I'm saying you have to come out and see a bigger picture, see kind of pattern which is being made, kind of when you can connect various knowledge containers. If you come out of it, you will not only see the knowledge container on which you are working, you will be able to see some more knowledge containers being worked there. And within the knowledge container, you see these are the patterns. These are the different knowledge containers and these are the patterns. It means these are the skills, new skills being created. So you not only see the various knowledge cluster, you will always see a new skills being developed within the knowledge cluster. But how will you be able to see that? The perspective will come only when you detach yourself and move above and try to see the bigger picture. The skill is required, expertise is required. At the same time, you require a perspective. You have to detach. You need not to be touchy towards a skill. You have to be detaching yourself and seeing a bigger picture. Okay. Now, see this. A lift, an automobile. They all came as an idea. So the fourth is I. I means idea. What is the meaning of idea? Idea means a connection of knowledge packets in new arrangement. So when you detach yourself and come out above and try to see various knowledge cluster, you will be able to see the various patterns, how you can connect 2-3 skill sets and try to make a new idea. And this idea will be a solution to the problem which is already existing. Okay, so when you have skill, expertise, at the same time perspective, and if you're able to see a bigger picture, you will be able to create ideas. An idea can be a combination of technology container, a business domain container, and also as a design thinker, the third container will come in as a human desirability. We have seen in the very first class, design thinking is a combination of desirability, human angle, viability, technological, business angle, and feasibility, technological angle. So whether it is desired by a group of people, desirability, human angle, whether it is viable, whether I will be able to survive in the market, it is from business perspective, and whether it is feasible to even do that, that is technological perspective. So these three knowledge cluster, when you come out bigger, you will try to see some new connections coming in, and that new connection is nothing but an innovative idea. Okay, so we need skill, we need expertise, and we need perspective so that we will be able to create ideas. Okay, now what A stands for? Okay, I will skip this how to generate ideas because the third step of design thinking is focusing on generating idea, which is called ideation. Okay, so we will be focusing on ideation. Okay, so I don't want you to participate in that, otherwise you will keep on writing your answers, but you can always do that. But the second assignment now, it is combined one for all for this group. The third stage of design thinking focuses on generating ideas. I will be giving you 5-6 very strong technique which will help you in generating ideas. So for the moment, I will skip this part. So let's go for, just recall what we said: skill, expertise, perspective, idea. But still it is not enough. We need something called A. So before I ask you to write down the chat box, see this. And after seeing this picture, write down now in the chat box what A stands for. Prerna. Prerna, have you been to my previous class? Fantastic. Fantastic. I could see a lot of right answers. Analysis, application, accomplishment. Okay. Aircraft. Aircraft is something we always see. I'm trying to see accuracy. Okay. Application. Okay. I could see if you right answers had already. Rishabh again, bang on. Ability, fighting, accurate. Fantastic. Hold on. Great. I got the pulse. Hold on. So A stands for alignment. So you have skill, you have got an expertise going deeper into that. You have also built a perspective by coming out of it, and also you have created an idea. But what else is required? You require alignment. And what alignment means? Alignment means when you connect multiple knowledge cluster and converge above the plan. Because you not only require technology, you also require a business model. You not only require technology and business model, you also require a desirability in the market. So when you are able to connect to all this requirement, a need of a group of people, a technology which is available there, and a business model which is there, so we require an alignment to these knowledge clusters. And when you are able to align it, then only you will become a success. I will tell you why the failure rate of startup is so high, because they are good at skill, they have developed expertise also, and they somehow build a perspective and generate an idea. But the biggest reason for failure is the absence of alignment. Many startups fail to align themselves with these things. They fail to align themselves with the existing technology, or the feasibility point of view, or also most important, the viability point of view, whether they will be able to survive the market or not. And sometimes they are so fascinated towards their solution that they don't even care whether there is a need for that solution or not. So that desirability option is sometimes overlooked. So alignment is equally important. Skill, expertise, perspective, idea, and at the same time, alignment. Alignment from a design thinking point of view, desirability, viability, feasibility coming in together and bringing an experience. That experience is called innovation. Okay, so this is what we summarizes it. As I would request all of you to please take a screenshot of this, and if you want, you can keep it yourself. This is something very important, and it is a copyright by Shri Arun Jain ji. I will be putting one book of his also in our G Drive, so you can see that. So I learned from that school of design thinking, Chennai. He is the owner there. So let's go to another 5. The 5 frictional forces. So we know 5 forces for our growth. We need skill, we need expertise, we need perspective, we need idea, we need alignment to help you reaching the design. It will drive towards design, drive towards solution. Design means solution. But there are something more, equally important frictional forces you should be aware of, so that you should avoid it at the right moment. The acronym is DCAF. DCAF, you call it as DCAF. Okay, DCAF. Let's see it one by one. Before I ask you to write down what D stands for in the chat box, I will ask you to ask this question to yourself. Okay, so I would ask any one of you to come as a volunteer here and please read this for me. Who wants to come in? Raise your hand and I will allow you to unmute. Please read this for me. No, I should not. Yeah, Ankit. Thank you, Ankit. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
When did you last raise your hand for clarification? What prevents you from raising your hand? How many times have you felt that you knew the right decision but did not take it?
Okay, so now after asking this very tough question to yourself, now please write down what D stands for in the chat box. Parik and get doubt, decision, okay, determination. Determination, decision, they are some positive things. See, take a hint. These are frictional forces. So obviously there is something negative will be there. Okay. Dilemma, doubt, depression, daring, okay, drought, defeat, demerit. Oh my God. Oh, the kind of demotivation, kind of participation, I could see it here. Overwhelming. Fantastic. Hold on. I think majority of you guesses right. D stands for doubt. Okay. So what the doubt means? Doubt means trusting yourself. You are not trusting yourself. You are just not clear. You are uncertain and you are indecisive. So this is the frictional force will by default will come. You need not to invite this force. It will be there or it will come in. So what is the solution for doubt? The solution for doubt is approval. Approval means accept what your heart says. Trust yourself and allow yourself to ask the question. When you are empathizing with your stakeholder, try to understand them well. At the same time, accept that you are ready to take this decision. How uncomfortable it looks like for the moment. So D stands for doubt and the answer is approval. Approve yourself in taking these tough decisions. Don't doubt, trust yourself. Okay? So C stands for conflict. So before I go ahead, I had already answered C stands for conflict, D conflict, because I just want to know this. Is conflict good or bad? Did you have any conflict in last 1 week? Have you said to your friends, don't have any conflict? Okay. Let me tell you a very interesting story. There is a mom and a daughter. A mother, the mom makes a beautiful yellow colored dress for her daughter. And she wants her to wear that yellow colored dress for any event or party where relative or friends will be coming. They have planned for that. So that mother wants her daughter to wear that dress. She wants to showcase her own tailoring skill to their relatives and all. See, this cloth has been made by me, and I want you to see that. So that was the case. But on the other hand, a daughter wants to have a pink color dress because she likes pinks well, and she wants to show her favorite pink dress to her friend. So just half an hour before leaving, the mother sees that the daughter is wearing the pink dress. What happened? She just infuriated. She just got angry. She insisted on the yellow dress, whereas daughter remained adamant that I will be wearing pink dress. Both argue for quite a long time, and ultimately what happens? The joyful mood gets spoiled and they decide to skip the party. Okay. So let me reset this. Let me reset this for you. And now I will be reading. I will be resetting this. Is conflict good or bad? You have to answer this. I'm opening this poll just now. Go ahead. Is conflict good or bad? Be very honest. Okay, you have already started giving. Okay. Good, bad, good competition between good and bad for the moment. Okay, a lot of people are saying good, but there are still many of you are saying, yeah, it is not good. Okay, great. So almost 89, say 90 of you have participated in this, and 64% of you are saying that it is good. And I'm good to hear this. Okay. So why do we have conflict? Why do we have conflict? Conflict is because of difference of perspective. What happens? Many of your team members have detached themselves from the knowledge cluster. They have come out of this and trying to see a bigger picture. Means they are trying to build a perspective. But what happens? Even after seeing the same group of knowledge clusters, because of the different perspective, you may connect to few new connections. Your team member may connect to some new connections. So what happens? Conflict is because of differences of perspective. And because of that, opinion and expectations become. You have your opinion and there are an expectation from your side that this is how your team members should behave. So first of all, conflict is not avoidable. Conflict will always be there. And as a design thinking process, as a design thinker team, you should always encourage conflict. So conflict is good. Because the moment you bring in conflict means different perspective is coming, different opinion is coming. What will happen? It will help you to create something very innovative. Okay, but what is the biggest problem? Conflict should not convert into a problem which will stop the growth of your project. So what is the solution? How to deal with conflict? To deal with conflict is dialogue. The moment you have different perspective, have a dialogue, brought all the perspective on table and try to find out how we can bring in all the best part of it. Just like we have seen in that video of IDEO. Okay. What we have seen, they have brought in all the good practices of the idea in that one trolley and afterward they have created an idea. But if you don't do a timely dialogue, then conflict will be non-productive as well. Okay. So we said decaf, doubt, conflict. A. What A stands for? It's quite simple guess. What is this? Anger. Okay. Anger. Anger. Avoiding arrogant argument. Anger. Fantastic. Fantastic. I think majority of you are saying is right. See, argument is the prerequisite of anger, but what they are showing is going beyond argument. Yes, this is anger. A stands for anger. And what is the anger? Anger is of not having a timely dialogue. You got my point? You had a doubt, you are not approved yourself, you will be in problem. You had a conflict, but you did not have a timely dialogue. What will happen? It will bring anger among the team members. So have conflict, but at the same time have timely dialogue to avoid anger. Symbol of helplessness is anger. It has been said by Elizabeth Kenny that he who angers you conquers you. Okay, but as a team, when you're working in a team, it is a responsibility of the team leader to have timely dialogue whenever there is a conflict being seen there, when is a different perspective being arisen there. Okay, the moment it is being there, it is time to dialogue to avoid anger. Okay, what is this? Solution is acceptance. Accept that there will be different perspective. Accept that there is an opinion of two people after seeing the same thing, and they have their expectation that their opinion should be accommodated or accepted. Accept this, that conflict is quite obvious thing. It is nothing to be angry about. Only thing is that in place of getting anger, accept that there is a conflict. It is for good for your team and have a timely dialogue. Okay. Now, just see that it's not related to design thing per se, but this is what happens. Every person has a threshold. And you know, from morning till that threshold is crossed, you have certain incidents be coming in. Some good thing happens, that threshold goes down. Something bad happens, you keep on climbing to that point, and the moment that threshold is crossed, you just blown away. And you just lost your mind and all. So this is what you should know. As a team leader, you should be able to have a timely dialogue before one or few of your team member crosses their threshold. Okay. Now, decaffeine. D-C-A-F-E. D stands for doubt. Answer is, what is the answer to doubt is? How will you do that? Acceptance. The answer to doubt is approval. Approve your doubt. Approve to take risk. Approve that, yes, you can take this particular decision. Trust yourself. C is conflict. The solution is dialogue, timely dialogue, so that anger should not happen. And if at all anger is happening, make yourself accept that conflict is quite obvious, and because of the conflict, this anger is coming in. Accept the fact that and start participating in the dialogue. Now comes F. What F stands for? Okay. To give you a hint, I will ask you this question. How many times did you have a new thought or solution? And how many times did you not express it? What were your fears? I have already answered F here in this query, if you are rightly able to pick it. Yes, I could see my student have able to pick it quite right. Fantastic, fantastic. This F stands for fear. Fear, not failure. Failure is the reason for fear. F stands for fear. Very fantastic. So let me reset it again. Give me a second. It is always good to have your perspective here as well. I am resetting the result here. Let's participate in this. What were your fear in expressing thought or solution? Even I could see when I asked you to raise your hand, participate in that, I could see many, very few of you raise your hand. So what were your fear in expressing thought or solution? Hey, fear, I'm asking what is the reason for fear? Fear of, you write like this, fear of failure, fear of disagreement, fear of uncertainty, fear people will make me fun, okay, fair enough. Fear of defeat, rejection, demotivation, fear of defeat, failure is getting bigger and bigger, unpleasant feeling. I could see this very interesting. Fear of being judged. Yes, fantastic. Fear of being judged, disagreement, fear of rejection. Now, please tell me, you keep on pouring your answer here. We know that whenever there is a doubt, approve your doubt, encourage yourself to take the decision. Whenever you have a conflict, have timely dialogue. But even if somehow you could not start a timely dialogue, it is converted into an anger. Accept that it is because of the conflict, which is quite unavoidable. Why don't you participate in a dialogue and avoid your anger? But even after that, when we participate in the dialogue to solve a conflict, what happens? This fear comes in. Okay, when we try to share our perspective, this fear comes in. So is it good? No. At the time when I say conflict is good, fear is totally not acceptable at all in a design thinker's team. Design thinker never fear. Never fear. We are ready to fail, but our motto is fail early, fail often, so that you should not cost it more. That should not cost you more. Okay, feel often and early. Okay, but that will be done only when you overcome your fear of being judged, fear of getting failure, fear of a defeat. Share your idea within your team member. It may look like a stupid idea, but I can tell you all the great innovative idea was once seemed as stupid. See, recall 100 years ago, if somebody will tell you, I will put a call, I will see a person being at 1,000 kilometers away from here, I will be able to see and talk to him or her directly. People will say you're joking. It may go like that. Somebody will say, I will put a piece of paper here, it will go there in the form of a fax. If you say this, even 50 years ago, you will say that you're mad. So it happens, But one stupid idea can become an innovative idea very soon. Okay, so this F stands for fear. Fear of going wrong, fear of failure and fear of commitment. Here, both the way it is right. In your professional firm, it is commitment of working on the project very honestly. In your personal firm, commitment of getting into a relationship, maybe with your father, mother, your spouse, or maybe your partner or anybody, or maybe commitment to your organization. And also sometimes fear of unknown, because as a design thinker, we normally jump into the unknown. We normally try to lighten the blind spot where nobody has gone. So we normally attempt a totally unknown. So don't fear of an unknown. And what is the solution to fear? Courage. Have courage. Just like have approval of your doubts, dialogue with during your conflict, accept your anger, and also at the same time have courage to overcome your fear. Okay. And the last E is ego. And what is ego? I know it all. This is called ego. And I have represented ego with this red line marked across this knowledge container. Okay. So what this red line means? This knowledge container has been sealed from outside. Roadblock to learning outside the comfort zone. I am very good in this knowledge container. I am skilled, I am expertise, but I don't want to learn anything outside it. I know it all. My knowledge container is totally sealed. This is ego. And don't have that ego. You should always be ready to learn something new, very innovative, which is required to achieve a solution to a problem. Okay? And ego, why ego comes? Ego is coming because you are giving more weightage to your perspective. Your perspective is equal among the others. Think like that. Don't try to overrate or at the same time underrate yourself. Okay. So ego, why ego comes in? Let's see this very, very interesting clip here. And afterwards, this is personally quite emotional clip to me, and it will more related to ego in our day-to-day life. But it will equally come into the picture when you're working in a team. Because if in your personal life, if you are an egoistic person, you cannot hide that particular trait of yours while working in a team. So I will always request to please see this clip, 2-3 minute clip, and try to work over it.
For 2 years, I did not speak a single You never know
all should accept that when you're working in a team, this will come. This ego will come. And it's a responsibility of not only the leader, but all the member to handle this ego. Okay? Timely dialogue will avoid anger. Okay? But this ego may still come. And this ego sometimes comes because of the fear also. Because of fearing to share their idea, sometimes ego comes in a preventive manner as well. So you should know how to overcome that. And at the same time, in your personal life also, it's my personal understanding that we don't have time for ego. We are for a very limited time on this planet. Use your time for best of your purposes. Don't waste your time in this 3-letter word ego, even if you're working in your professional front or in your personal front. Okay? And I think when you're working in a team, you will require to face this challenge as well. Okay? So let me share this thing. This is very interesting slide. I will hide this floating thing. Unlearning has not changed from 4th century BC till date. Unlearning. The illiterate of 21st century will not be those who can't read and write, but those who can't learn, unlearn, and relearn. Okay. Even I think Aristotle has said the most useful piece of learning for the users of life is to unlearn when it is untrue. So this is what we should be open for. You should be open to challenge your own solution. And as a design thinker, and it is a motto of IBM also, when you get a chance to face IBM, you should know the IBM motto is that even if their finally launched product in the market is a prototype, they never say that this product is a final product. They're always open for iteration. They're always open to accept the feedback and improve over it. Okay. So answer is humility. What is the answer to ego? Humility. And how I have represented this humility here? See, I have made dotted line across this periphery of this knowledge container. It means you are allowing new knowledge to come in, and also you are throwing away some outdated knowledge out. So make your knowledge container porous, ready to unlearn, relearn something. It will come in when you with full humility, accept the need for learning, relearning, and unlearning. Take your ego aside, make your knowledge container porous and ready to learn something new. Okay, so I will not put this clip here. It is already 4:18, so I will skip this. I will just summarize the things and then we will close it for the day. Doubt, solution is approval. Conflict, solution is dialogue. Anger, acceptance. Fear, courage. Ego, humility. Okay. And just growth factors: skill, expertise, perspective, idea, alignment. These are the things which will help you in going towards growth. Skill, expertise, perspective, idea, and alignment. And what are the 4 things which will restrict your direction? Doubt, conflict, anger, fear, and ego. Yeah, Ajay, you wants to come in. I will request Ajay to please come in.
Sir, what is the difference between ego and self-respect, sir? Is there similar or different, sir?
Ego and
self-respect. Yes, sir.
Self-respect, I will tell you. Self-respect says that, yes, I have a perspective for this, and I am well within my right to express my perspective within a group. That is called self-respect. Ego means it is only my perspective which is good. All other perspectives are inferior. That is called ego. Self-respect says that always ready to share your perspective. This is called self-respect. You should not hide just because you should not get intimidated by someone is coming with an idea. You should be well enough, courageous enough to overcome that fear that somebody will undermine your idea. That is a self-respect for yourself. Okay, but ego means only acknowledging your perspective and demeaning others. And at the end of the day, when you are resolving the conflict by the clash of egos, what you're going to do? You're going to do a dialogue. And what dialogue should end up with? Dialogue should end up with taking the best of all the perspectives to bring in a solution, because your solution will be your team solution. It is not a solution of A, B, or C. It is a solution of your team, which will be accepted by all. So all the best things should come in and which will ultimately solve the user's need. That is what our aim is. No personal egos, no personal we can backpatting and all. We are ultimately working towards the end users. I hope I have answered your query. Thumbs up will be good for me. Ajay? Thanks. Thank you. You can lower your hand now. So before I end this class, I will give you 3 levers, 3 capacity levers. And I will expect that you should apply this lever to the growth, not to the frictional force. Okay. So the capacity levers are VAL, V-A-L. V-A-L, well, V stands for vulnerability. Okay. Vulnerability means when you're coming out of the knowledge cluster, when you're coming out of your comfort zone. That is called zone of vulnerability. The moment you jump out of your comfort zone, you dive into the zone of vulnerability, your thinking becomes 10 times. But it doesn't mean that you discourage doing that, because success lies in the zone of vulnerability only. Ready to jump outside your comfort zone, ready to challenge yourself. It may lead to a 10-time thinking, but it is where you will get success. This is the capacity lever was V. Second is A, appreciation. Appreciate while you're working in a team. Any good idea, any good perspective to be appreciated, and at the same time, appreciation at the right time will raise the morale of your team member, and it will encourage the team member to participate wholeheartedly in future as well. So use appreciation at the right time, and it is not only the responsibility of the group leader to appreciate, it is the responsibility of each one of the team member to appreciate each other. So encourage each one of you to come out of the comfort zone, dive into the zone of vulnerability to search for success. And at the same time, in the process, whenever something good is happening, appreciate it. And the last is, let me hide this because I could not even read it. Okay, so appreciation means we know that main hu na, no issues. I will take care of it. You keep on doing it. It's a fantastic idea. Go for it. It is a positive reinforcement of something. It's called appreciation. So whenever you appreciate somebody, brilliant, fantastic, well done, it raises your morale. When you say criticize somebody, not good, drop this, it will demotivate them. So as a team leader, as a team member, it is your responsibility not only to keep your personal morale high, it is equally important that all your members' morale should be high. Okay. Last L, I want you to answer in the chat box after seeing this clip, this particular picture. What L stands for? Write down in the chat box. V stands for zone of vulnerability. It may lead to 10-time thinking, but dive into it. It is where you find success. Whenever you are diving into the zone of vulnerability, attempting trying to learn something new, appreciate. Say, main hu na, go for it. Yes, fantastic idea. Appreciation. And in zone of vulnerability, appreciation is required. And this is the last one, L, the last lever. What L stands for? Go for it after seeing this clip. Liberty, last try, leave, lost. Lever, it's a lever. If you put it right, why do we use lever? Lever is used to amplify the effort. We all know that, whether it is plier or screwdriver or anything, we use a lever because it will enhance our effort. Okay, fantastic. But I think I could not get the right answer so far. See, I will tell you the story. What happens when the elephant calf is very, very young? Normally, the elephant owner used to tie that leg with this rope. And throughout this young age, the elephant calf tried to break this rope, but because of her size and all, his or her size and all, in that young age, he or she could not break it. Okay, so then he developed that he will not be able to do it forever. Even after growing into a giant elephant with just a kick of a leg, he could be very easily able to break this rope. He don't even attempt it. He has a belief that he could not do it. Okay, so this L is called limiting belief. And this is very, very detrimental. Okay, this lever, if it is applied, it will break your whole growth. Limiting belief. And how it is, when you will suffer this, when this lever will be applied, when incidences of failure happens. Some external reinforcement, somebody will say that tusse nahi ho payega, type concept, or sometimes self-reinforcement that I have taken a wrong decision. Some initial failure will try to build a belief inside you or your team member that you will not be able to achieve it. The moment this lever is applied on your team, it will reduce your capacity by 10%, by 10 times. It will reduce your capacity by 10 times. Okay? So vulnerability lead to 10-time thinking, but go for it. It is where success lies there. Appreciation will increase the capacity by 10 times. Use it as often as you can. First, preferably when you are diving into the zone of vulnerability, appreciate, say that I'm there for your help, but don't ever develop limiting belief either in yourself or don't allow it to get developed with any of your team members. Because limiting belief will hold you to attempt anything new, try something new, because some initial failure will try to convince you that you can't be able to do it forever. The moment is believing that limiting beliefs start coming into your team, the capacity of your team will go down by 10 times. Okay, so be very careful whether this lever has to be applied. Appreciation should be applied, vulnerability should be applied, but limiting belief should be avoided. Be very careful, very aware of this. The moment you find that limiting belief has started building up in your team, there's a time to course correction. Sit together, appreciate each other, and allow them to jump to the zone of vulnerability. Learn something new. Appreciate that you will do it. Though you failed now, we'll meet after 1 week and we'll have a success. Okay, this is how we should go for it. So thank you so much for participating in this wonderful interaction. Give me a second. I'm just giving you the attendance link here. And this link will be open for, say, next 10 minutes. And in the meantime, if anyone wants to interact with me, wants to talk to me, feel free to raise your hand and I will be more than happy to do that. I've shared the attendance link in the chat box and it will be open for next 10 minutes only. And if you like this class, you can appreciate me by giving some thumbs up and all. I also give this clapping to all of you for participating and interacting with me throughout this class. It was wonderful interacting with all these young minds. If you like this class, some appreciation will make my day. I also need this lever of appreciation so that I can work well in future classes. Thank you, Pooja, Shubham, thank you. Only 2 of you like this class, so bad. All others did not like it. Thank you, Divya. Thank you, Anshu, Ankit. Great. Rishabh, you all have made my day. Thank you so much. I hope all of you have copied the Google form link for punching your attendance. I hope all of you please do that because I'm going to close this class formally. Thank you so much for joining me and I wish you a great, okay, Tanya. Go ahead, Tanya. Tanya, you raised your hand. Go ahead. Okay, thank you, Nivedita, for appreciating. I think, Vivek, thank you so much for appreciating in my class. It makes my day. And I think I could see Tanya raise her hand. If you wish to interact, feel free to do that. Avoid fear, okay? Sushant, yeah. Please go ahead, Sushant.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, regarding the 3 projects you were talking about, I was not quite clear about it. Can you just please explain?
No, not 3 projects. We work on 1 problem, but previously it was broken into 3 sub-parts. Assignment 1, 2, and 3. And at the end, when you add up all these 3, it will lead to a solution. It's a 5-step design thinking process, which was broken into 3 parts. Because when we have sufficient time, we don't allow you to make a bigger video. But because of the paucity of time for group 5 to 8, all the teams starting from team 25 to 41, I would be expecting only one video, combining assignment 1, 2, and 3. Okay, but problem statement will be one only, on which you will be working on. Okay. I hope.
Yes, sir. And regarding the hackathon, I was also.
Hackathon means the hackathon normally floats a lot of problem statements. Use that problem statement as a problem of your team and work over it. Only thing is that you have to see the design thinking steps and you have to implement those design thinking steps on your problem. You have to identify the stakeholder, empathize with them, try to find out some insight, isolate the core issue, then go for ideation, try to find some alternate solution, then find out the best fit out of the alternate solution, and then prototype it, iterate it, and launch it into the market with the form of a good advertisement. So this is what you have to do throughout these 3 assignments. But in place of doing it in 3 pieces, now you have to do it in 1. But hold on till the end of this whole 5-step design thinking process. Then only you have to make one comprehensive. Okay, Shashank?
Okay, so thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Ayush. Ayush, go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, in one of the slides, you told that criticism is bad. But what about constructive criticism?
No. Criticism we are not talked about. Conflict is good. I said this. No criticism.
Sir, but constructive
I'm saying
criticism is good.
No. What I'm trying to say, appreciation. Criticism is something else. Oh, you're talking about the appreciation lever. What I'm trying to say, whenever your team member is proposing an idea, appreciate the idea. It doesn't mean that you accept the idea.
Okay.
You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Don't criticize. Don't, we can say, drop the idea. Appreciate that he has attempted an idea. Don't criticize that, oh, this is a stupid idea, why you have seen that. Don't do that. Otherwise, in future, he may be getting something very interesting. But he will hesitate sharing that idea in future. I was trying that. No one is saying that you compromise with the quality of your output just by pleasing everyone. We are not saying that. What I'm trying to say that, just like in the IDEO case study video, not all the ideas of a team has been accepted. Only thing is that we allow the team to participate and share the ideas. Don't criticize while presenting an idea, but collectively a team will take a call. You may have to drop some of the idea. Dropping an idea is not criticism. But not listening to an idea and undermining the idea is criticism. Appreciate. Just like if someone will say that you have an idea, if you have a chance, you have a target to build a, we can say, a bridge over a river. And if one of your team members will say, why don't you make a flying machine and all? We make a flying glider. Why do you have a bridge? So don't drop that idea. Appreciate it. Yes, it's very, very breakthrough, we can say breakthrough idea. It's very innovative. But our task is not that. You may end up saying no to that, but at the time of expressing a very innovative, out of the box, unique, or sometimes look stupid idea, appreciate that that idea has been landed up to you. Okay, Ayush, that is what my thing is.
Thank you, sir.
Criticize, but don't please anybody. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we'll hear from Tanmay first, then we'll take some queries from the chat box. Yeah, Tanmay, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, what about home activity that you have mentioned in introductory materials of Google Drive?
Do it and keep it with you. I will take it. One activity is a reading thing. Read that particular article. Second is that draw that chart.
Okay, sir.
I hope all of you have done that. If not, do it. I will be sharing one Google form because I'm so occupied for you people because I have to compress all the thing in 2-3 weeks. So I will be putting a Google form where you will be asked to upload that chart. See, I will tell to all the people, I think many of you already left the class, but if you can share among your team members. See, sir, what I want you to start seeing yourself after 5 years. Where do you want you to be after 5 years? You have to start imagine yourself. Then only you will be able to work towards that. Okay, when we normally have this in the face-to-face mode, I will also go for another exercise after this. Then I will ask you to just put from on a scale of 1 to 10, where you are putting your energy for a whole day and whether it is matching with the kind of imagination you're doing it for yourself for next 5 years. And you will find that is a huge disconnect. You are aiming to do something else, but you are doing something else at present. Then how will you reach there? Okay, Tanmay. So that was the need for that home exercise. First of all, read what is the importance of why. The purpose of your life, the purpose of your project is very, very important. Why you are doing this. And at the same time, you should be able to imagine things. Design thinker used to be a good, we can say, they normally imagine a lot. Because innovation will come in only when you imagine something. So that two exercises will help you to develop that kind of mindset. All of you please do that. Keep that thing with you. I normally want you to take a big photocopy of that and place it at a place where you can see it daily. And remind yourself that next 5 years I want to be there. And try to channelize your energy in such a way that you will be able to achieve that. Okay, Tanmay? I hope now it's clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And one
Great.
more thing, sir.
Yes.
Wednesday, our task is to get ice breaking session and decide the leader and discuss one problem. That's it, sir.
Not one problem. One problem statement on which you will be working on for whole course. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you have to hang on with that. Then I will tell you the various steps. First step is to identify the stakeholders. Second step is to make a strategy how you are going to interact with the stakeholder, empathize with them. I will show you all the tricks. Then after doing that, try to find out something very insightful in that which nobody has thought of. And then on that particular new thing, ideate, try to generate 4 or 5 alternate solution to it, and then prototype 1 or 2, iterate, give it back to your end user, get a feedback, and also at the end make a good advertisement to project your product to the market.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so for all these things, problem statement will remain same. So for the moment, identify a team leader and identify a problem on which your team will be going to work.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. And Samrajji was saying, sir, I have fear of not having, how courage will fill it. See, courage will tell you that there is no, we can say, big thing in having fear of anything. Fear is quite natural. Getting feared is not something very unique to you. It happens to everybody. Only thing is that you should have a courage to face your fear. Design thinker wants you to become a person who is ready to face the fear. Courage will help you in doing that. Have courage of accepting your fear. Courage of facing your fear. Yes, I have a doubt, but I have a courage to ask this stupid query to my people. I have a doubt that I am not good at, say, coding, but I have a courage of learning it. Something like that. So courage will help you to face your fear. And the moment you face it, have the problem done. Okay, Soumyaraj, I hope you can give me a thumbs up that it's okay for you if you're here in this class. Okay. Thank you so much for being with me. I wish you a great day ahead. Bye-bye. See you next time. And by Saturday, I will be sharing this Google form for capturing the team leaders detail and the problem statement. Bye-bye.